Now let us look at the dtmc300 EnviroBox. The EnviroBox provides the spectroradiometer with a temperature-controlled and watertight environment in which to measure solar irradiance out of doors. The EnviroBox temperature is controlled via a heat pump comprising 3 Peltier elements, allowing cooling and warming according to feedback from a thermistor situated inside the EnviroBox. The CPSC provides the control for the temperature control. A 9-way connector provides current to the Peltier elements. One locates a location pin before screwing in place at the CPSC, likewise at the EnviroBox, ensuring the connector is well put in place. Having connected the CPSC to mains, this unit, once on, there's an on-off switch to the rear, is essentially free running. It will control at the temperature that it has been pre-programmed to control. One can, if one desires, connect to computer via an RS-232 to USB cable, from which one can run the system using temperature control software provided in the software CD. The temperature control software allows the changing of the set temperature and also the monitoring of the temperature in the EnviroBox. Indeed, the monitoring of the temperature is also provided through the spectroradiometer software. The EnviroBox has a mains, environmentally sealed mains connector which fits to the side, and the main EnviroBox on-off switch is located equally to the side. The EnviroBox is connected to the computer, or the elements in the EnviroBox are connected to computer using a environmentally sealed mini USB. One simply locates and attaches firmly. Opening the lid of the EnviroBox, one reveals insulation to protect the EnviroBox from the ambient. The 4 foam corners are intended mainly for stability of the system during transport. We tend still to use them in normal routine manners. One can remove, for this moment, the foam corners to see the various elements, and indeed one will do this when removing the spectroradiometer from the EnviroBox for the purposes of measuring radiometers. The EnviroBox is connected to the spectroradiometer firstly via a mains input to the detection electronics, which provides an output to the dtmc300 monochromator. A USB hub is provided to interface the USB from the environmentally sealed connector to 2 units, one to the monochromator down the rear here, and the other, the detection electronics, here. A thermocouple is located in the front of the frame for feedback to the CPSC for the purposes of temperature control, and a disconnect is provided here. Having removed the 4 foam corners from the EnviroBox, we should proceed to disconnect the mains connector, just pulling it out clear from the way. We can disconnect the output from the environmentally sealed USB input. We can leave the USB hub present and disconnect the thermocouple, making sure the cable is clear of the spectroradiometer. We will consider the installation and removal of the fibre in a separate video, since this is a very important aspect to consider. The removal of the EnviroBox should really be done with 2 people because of the weight. We just gently lift the EnviroBox free, and one can sight it on a table for the purposes of calibrating radiometers. To reinstall the EnviroBox, the spectroradiometer, ensure the foam corners are in place and gently lower the EnviroBox, making sure you don't snag any cables en route, ensuring it stays within the foam corners, and one can proceed as normal. One can proceed to reconnect the USB to the hub, connect the mains of the unit, some movement of the output of the cable to avoid the structure, power the detection electronics and the entire unit on, connect the thermocouple for the CPSE. We will consider again in another video the fitting of the fibre. One connects the 4 foam corners. The upper insulation, and one can finally close the EnviroBox ready for measurement.